Hey there guys, John here again. Well, we are going to be doing yet another DIY project here on IntenseAngler Outdoors. And no, this one does not involve sewing, so don't get too worried guys, okay? We're actually going to keep this pretty simple. Now, this project is going to be geared toward those of you that are into making your own alcohol stoves, cook pots, things of that nature. Specifically, cook pots, okay? Now, as you guys know, one of the best options for a DIY lightweight cook pot for many years was the Heine pot. As you also know, those are very difficult to find these days, and that leaves us struggling to find, good alternatives, viable alternatives. One of the better options is, of course, the good old 25-ounce Foster's can. Now, it's not as good as the Heine pot, and there are improvements that need to be made to this thing that can make it better. Now, I recently watched a video from a YouTube friend of mine, Wooden Arrows. You may be familiar with his channel. He does a lot of good stuff over there. In that video, he was showing a new, what I consider to be very innovative product, which actually allows you to enhance the Foster's pot. And that is an aluminum ring that fits inside the pot. Now he picked this up from another YouTuber, Smoke Eater 908. And what this ring does, it's actually very cool, is it allows you to cut the pot, the Foster's can, to any size you desire and insert the ring into it. Gives you a nice clean edge here and gives you structural integrity to the pot. So you have essentially very adjustable pot, very versatile system this way, and it retains its lightweightness. Now his video on this, he actually installed it. It was a very good video. I'm going to include a link below this video, so if you want to check that out, please do. What we're going to be doing today though is I was so impressed with this concept that I really wanted one, needed one, so I checked into getting one. I couldn't see spending money on something that was essentially a free DIY project, such as using an old beer can. The most you're going to be spending is a couple of bucks here to get a beer. So other than that, you just grab a can. So I wanted to keep it that way and just do a complete DIY, no money involved deal. And so what I did was found a way to make my own ring that accomplishes essentially the same thing. Am I saying it's as good as the one that Jim used in his video? Absolutely not. But it is a viable alternative, and that's what I wanted to show you guys today. And so anyway, so we're going to get into this. I'm going to show you how I constructed the ring, how I installed it in the pot, and how you can do it yourself. So let's get going. Okay, so to do this, first of all, we're going to need a Foster's can, of course, and this is the 25-ounce can. You're going to want to mark it and cut it to size, and that's the beauty of this ring system here, is that you can make the pot any size you want. So go ahead, mark the Foster's can, cut it to size, sand off any rough edges, get that all nice and cleaned up. Next, take a tin can, aluminum can, something like that, that is the same diameter as the Foster's can. Most cans are going to be pretty much the same. Just using a tuna can as a reference. It's very similar in shape, as you can see here. What I used was a jalapeno can, but identical size. So just a good old tuna can will work. You're going to want to go ahead and mark that can approximately a 1/4 inch from the top lip of the can, and then go ahead and just trim that up using tin snips or some strong scissors. And while we're at it, one of the things that I did on the can I used was a pull top can, and so that helps with this little interior lip here, which is going to come in handy later, as I'll show you. Okay, so once you have this lip cut, you're going to want to do the same thing. Go ahead and run that across some sandpaper, and that'll kind of flatten it out, and then you're going to sand off any edges, get this all nice and smooth. Okay, and now you're going to have your ring that's going to fit in your pot. It's a nice, actually very strong little ring here. Okay, so the next step is, of course, getting it inside of the Foster's can. So once you have the can cut to the dimensions, or the size rather, that you're going to want it. You're going to want to flare out the top a little bit so that it can receive the ring. And the way we're going to do this is just using a pen or something similar. I'm using a marker actually, and just start running that at an angle on the surface. Let me actually adjust this camera a little bit for you. Okay, now we're just putting this a little bit off the table and then running this marker at an angle, just kind of gently, a little firmly, gently still, and just kind of flaring out that can a little bit, giving us a little bit of an opening to get this ring to fit into. Okay, so once you have your can flared out, you're going to want to install the ring. Now just gently work that in. This is kind of the tough part, to get it to fit. You don't want to flare that can out too much. So I've got this just seated in here now. Nice snug fit. Go ahead and take a hammer, mallet, whatever, just kind of work that in. Nice and even around the edges. Okay, so now that we have the ring completely seated in the can, the next thing that we're going to want to do, since I did use the pull top can, we have a little lip in here, and this is actually going to add structural integrity to the lip of the can here. But what we're going to want to do is bend this down. So take pretty much anything and just start working the edge of that can. Get this camera angle adjusted for you. So just take something, I'm just using a piece of metal here, a little tool, and working the edge of this lip back in here. Just kind of getting that bent down. Okay, so there we go. We have the little lip rolled over, and like I said, you're going to kind of want to take that nice and easy, do several passes on it to get that to roll over nice and gently and cleanly, instead of trying to force it all in one go. But anyway, there you go. We have a very nice clean install of the ring, the DIY ring for the DIY Foster's Cookpot. So there you go. Nice, simple, quick, little, easy DIY project. You know, a little bit of your time, zero your dollars, and pretty simple little project. Hopefully it helps us all, you know, get over the loss we feel from the old Heine pot not being available anymore. You know, I know a lot of you guys are going to come up with some really good alternatives, and I've enjoyed seeing what everybody's come up with so far. This has been a pretty cool little deal for me. Like I said, when I saw the ring, you know, in the first place, I really liked it, and you know, had to come up with something myself. Really had to have one of these. So anyway, this is what I got. If you guys liked it, let me know. Give me a thumbs up, give me a comment, whatever. And if you didn't for some reason, let me know why. And that's about all I got for this time, guys. And you know, take care out there, and we'll see you next time.